very, very special, ladies and gentlemen. If you are here today, you must consider yourself blessed because we are going to be witnessing a wonderful program which probably we won't get many chances to attend such programs. I want to welcome all of you to Vedanada, presented by Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan. It is the world's first Vedic concert as conceptualized by Team Sattva. Sattva stands for Sanskritam Academy for Teachers Training and Value Addition. Today, on the occasion of the second endowment program on Dr. V. Parameshwara, we are all here today. This is the second year in a row that we have this gift of this program. Today is the birthday of Dr. V. Parameshwara. Last year, also on the very same day, we had another program on Shanti Mantras. And today, shortly, I will tell you what is special about today. I want to take this opportunity to introduce the work of Dr. V. Parameshwara before we go ahead with today's program. Born in 1930 into a family of scholars and of culture in Vishwanathapura near Sringeri, Dr. Parameshwara's early education was in Koppa and Shimoga. Indications of his early inquiring and his incisive mind were already known. After his graduation in 1957 from Mysore Medical College, he proceeded to the United Kingdom, did intense study, clinical work, and his research led him to MRCP qualification in 1964. And then he returned home. His academic excellence and clinical skills were widely appreciated, and for several decades, he has been serving the community as an able, compassionate, and a competent cardiologist and a humane physician. In the realm of academics, he has risen high in the medical field in our country and abroad. Impeccable organizational and communication skills with visionary thinking enabled him to become the National President of Indian Medical Association, Association of Physicians of India, and Dean of Indian College of Physicians. He has served with distinction on numerous august medical bodies. In the realm of social medicine, he has always expressed a vivid desire to reach the masses. He has also pioneered the concept of home hemodialysis by establishing the Sharada Dhanvantri Hemodialysis Center in Bangalore. And his consistent efforts to draw the attention of policymakers to issues related to health are very, very well known. We are indeed privileged to be celebrating this day with such a program as an endowment. It's indeed a blessing. In Dr. Parameshwara's biography, I really wanted to read out one paragraph. I think it's very relevant to all of us. He says, in the long years of my professional practice, I have come across countless number of people belonging to innumerable families. I have yet to find a single family totally happy and fully content, defined by any standard. Life is never a smooth sailing boat, and it is all about adjustments and adapting continuously and constantly. Life is dynamic. It is a struggle involving compromise with oneself and one's environment. Those who resist and try to swim against the current have to face hurdles. They form the productive core of the society. So he's asking all of us to accept the yin and yang of life. You know, it's not always going to be a bed of roses. We have to struggle. We have to, get up each day and inspire ourselves to be our very best. With that note, once again, welcome to our wonderful audience. We will quickly be moving to lighting the lamp. Before that, I would like to invite H.N. Suresh sir, Director BVB, for a welcome address for all of us. So.
ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ತರಹ ಮನುಷ್ಯರುಗಳು ಬಂದೋಗ್ತಾರಂತೆ. ಒಬ್ಬರು ಬರುವಾಗ ಸಂತೋಷ, ನೆಮ್ಮದಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ತರ್ತಾರಂತೆ, ಒಂದು ವರ್ಗದವರು. ಹಾಗೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ವರ್ಗ ಬರುತ್ತಂತೆ, ಅವ್ರು ಬಂದು ಹೋದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಸಂತೋಷ ಉಳ್ಕೊಳತ್ತಂತೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ. ಹಾಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಪರಮೇಶ್ವರರು ಮೊದಲನೇ ವರ್ಗಕ್ಕೆ ಸೇರಿದವರು. ಅವ್ರು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ ಹಾಗೆ ಸಂತೋಷದ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂತಹ ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಯ ಒಂದು ಜೊತೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಬದುಕಿದ್ವಿ ಅನ್ನೋದೇ ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆಯ ವಿಷಯ ನಮಗೆ. ಪರಮೇಶ್ವರ ಅವರ ಪರಿಚಯ ಇರೋರಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಹೊಸದಾಗೇನು ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವರ ಜೀವನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ಆದರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಫಿಕೇಷನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಯಾರು ಬರೆಯೋಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದರೆ ಒಂದು ಸಲ ನೀರು ಕುಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅಥವಾ ಕುಡ್ದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನೀರು ಕುಡಿಬೇಕಾಗಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ನಾನು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಯಾಂಪಲ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ವಿ ಪರಮೇಶ್ವರ ಅವ್ರ ಕಾರ್ಡು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ MBBS, FRCP ಲಂಡನ್, FRCP ಎಡಿನ್ಬರ್ಗ್, FACC USA, FAPI, FCSI, FISC, FAIOO, FIMSA, ನಂಗೆ ನಿಂದ ಹೇಳೋಕ್ಕೆ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗ್ತಾಯಿದೆ, FIMS, FICN, FGSI, ಫಿಸಿಷಿಯನ್ ಕಾರ್ಡಿಯಾಲಜಿಸ್ಟ್. ನಿಜವಾಗೂ ನೀರು ಕುಡಿಲೇಬೇಕೀಗ. ಅವರು ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಓದಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಆದರೂ ಒಂದು ಚೂರು ಅಹಂಕಾರ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಮನುಷ್ಯತ್ವದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅವ್ರ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಫಿಕೇಷನ್ ಇದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಉದ್ದಕ್ಕಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂತಹ ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ವಿದ್ವಾಂಸರು, ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತ ವಿದ್ವಾಂಸರು ಸಹ, ವೇದ ಪಾರಂಗತರು. ಅವರು ವೇದ ಪರಂಪರೆಯಲ್ಲೇ ಬಂದವರು. ಸರಳವಾಗಿ ಜನ ಹೇಗೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ರೋಗದಿಂದ ಪಾರಾಗ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಅರ್ಧ ಕಾಯಿಲೆ ಗುಣ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡೋದು. ಅಂತಹ ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ. ಅವ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಇಡೀ ದಿನ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಅಂತಹ ಅವರ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಮರಣೆಗಾಗಿ ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಸೇರಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಭಾಳ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ನೀಡುವರೆಲ್ಲ ಒಂದಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ರೀತಿಯ ಅದ್ಭುತವಾದ ಕಲಾವಿದರು. ನಿಜವಾಗೂ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಸೀತಾರಾಮಚಂದ್ರ ಸಜೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಈ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮು ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಯಾವ್ದು ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಂದಾಗ ವೇದನಾದ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಡಾಕ್ಟ್ರಿಗೂ ಅದು ತುಂಬ ಇಷ್ಟ, ವೇದನೂ ಇಷ್ಟ, ನಾದನೂ ಇಷ್ಟ. ಸೊ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಟು ಹರ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನೀವು ಹಾಗೂ ಕಲಾವಿದರ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ನಿಲ್ಲೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಇಷ್ಟಪಡಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ನಾನು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ವಿ ಪರಮೇಶ್ವರ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ನನ್ನ ನಮನಗಳನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಆರಂಭಿಸಲು ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಅನುಮತಿ ಕೇಳ್ತೇನೆ. ನಮಸ್ತೆ.
Thank you, Appa. Also, quickly to mention, we are giving the autobiography book to all of you free, so you can collect it on your way out as you finish for the day. All right, we would now like to invite our dignitaries to come forward to light the lamp. We are also inviting Malpani sir to come and join us. Dr. Sriram, please come ahead, sir. I request all the dignitaries to proceed towards Dr. V. Parameshwar's photograph for the floral tribute after you light the lamp. Today we celebrate music, the presence of our esteemed audience, the birthday of Dr. V. Parameshwara, the presence of many dignitaries, and the blessings of Almighty as well. Lift it like this. We would now like to invite our artists on the stage musician who shares traditional knowledge of yoga, Sanskritam and Vedic chanting along with their meanings. He holds a PhD from Mangalore University from the Department of Sanskritam. He co-founded Sanskritam Academy for Teachers Training and Value Addition along with Dr. Swaroop. He studied Veda Vijnana Gurukulam and learned the Vedas, Vedanta and Yoga. We'd now like to invite Dr. Swaroop from the Vedic chanting team. Dr. Swaroop is also a student of Veda Vijnana Gurukulam. He learned the chanting of Yajur Veda under Dr. Arvind Bhatt over a period of 6 years. Swaroop later earned his PhD from the University of Mysore in the Department of Psychology. He has co-founded Sanskritam Academy for Teachers Training and Value Addition. We'd like to call upon Kumar Tejas next. He's a student at Sanskritam Academy for Teachers Training and Value Addition. He has learned the Vedic chanting under Arvind Bhatt. He is currently pursuing his MCA from Pesach University. We'd now like to move on to the artists. I'd like to invite Praveen D. Rao. He's a household name, a versatile music composer with multi-instrumentalist, an exemplary calibered musician known for his contribution across the world. He has composed original scores for feature films, music videos, TV series, theater, dance productions, and advertisements. He has over 30 years of work experience and has performed and having assisted legendary musicians like Ilayaraja, T.G. Lingappa, L. Vaidyanath, Lalgudi Jairam, C. Ashwath, many, many, many more. His bio runs into pages. I would now like to invite Gurumurthy Vaidya, fondly known as Tabala Guru. He's one of the leading musicians in the world of rhythm, belonging to the rich tradition of Tirkhawa Khan Sahib. At the age of 12, he started his musical journey, and he became a disciple of the legendary master Pandit Ravindra Yavagal and continues to take guidance from the master. Gurumurthy is a graded tabla artist of All India Radio and Doordarshan, and he has been given several prestigious stage performances, accompanied eminent artists like Vidushi Ashwini Bhide Deshpande, Pandit Ullas Kasalkar, Pandit M. Rajam, and many, many more. He has been performing in prestigious platforms across the country. I'd now like to invite Varijashri Venugopal, singer, flautist, composer, and songwriter. She was found to have the rare ability to identify 50 ragas when she was just 18 months old and about 200 ragas at the age of 4. She was trained by her father, flute vidwan H.S. Venugopal, and later under Vidushi H. Geeta. Her first debut was at the tender age of 7, and she's trained in flute, of course, under her father, Guru Vidwan H.S. Venugopal. I'd like to now call upon Srimati Shruti Kamath. She was born and brought up in Manipal, Karnataka. Her initial vocal training at Manipal Institute of Music and Fine Arts from Vidwan Sri Madhav Bhatt, and she later took up sitar lessons from Vidwan D.S. Chalkere, senior disciple of Ustad Balay Khan. She has several opportunities to perform on various prestigious platforms, rendered her sitar for various dance, ballet productions with Kathak exponents. We'd like to invite upon Pramat Kiran. On permission, sir, please. Apologies. Just missed out in the numerous numbers of papers that I have here. We'd also like to honor Dr. Ashwin on behalf of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan. We'd also like to honor Dr. Mrs. Nalini Parameshwara. Ma'am, we will come down. Ma'am, Dr. Mrs. Nalini Parameshwar, please accept our token of love on behalf of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan. And now to introduce why we are here today. Before that, I'd like all of you to look at your cell phone and turn your cell phone off or put that on silent mode. We're going to take you into a journey of a meditative, musical, chanting experience. So I request all of you to sit in a relaxed manner, keep your belongings aside if you have a free space. Make sure your cell phones do not ring throughout the duration of this program. And now I welcome you all to the enthralling experience of symphony through Vedanada. Vedanada is the world's first Vedic concert designed by Sattva. This concert is for all those who are seeking the path of symphony. The destination is a beautiful Sangama, a confluence where the vibrant Veda mantras, classical Indian music, and the empowering meaning of the Veda mantras meet together. Ladies and gentlemen, you must have observed that we have dimmed the lights, and if you pay close attention, there's a fragrance of tulsi essence in the air. This atmosphere is specially created for you to experience what is going to be witnessed on stage at the moment. So I request you to sit in a relaxed manner, keep your spine straight, take 3 deep breaths. Yeah, sit straight, take 3 deep breaths. This is not a performance, this is also a meditation, like our artist will in a moment explain to you. Any repeated thought or action forms an impression that is reinforced, becomes a center. The same principle is used to create the devotion center through chanting. When we chant, the negative impressions in our subconscious mind are nullified. Chanting means repetition of God's name. Chanting brings us many medical, psychological, and spiritual benefits. Scientists say that a mantra is chanted rhythmically, it creates a neuro-linguistic effort. Such an effect occurs even if you do not know the meaning. I'm requesting all our audience to receive the benefit of today's program by not just being physically present, but also mentally. So sit upright, close your eyes for a moment, and scan your feet. Close your eyes. Bring your attention to the room. Be fully present to what is going to happen today. Take your attention to your feet, to your ankles, to your legs, to your knees. Relax completely. Move your attention to your thighs, your pelvic region. Completely relax. Lower abdomen, relax. Your stomach, relax. Rib cage, chest, shoulders, hands, relax. If you're holding on tightly to any muscle, just simply relax. Take your attention to your face, relax your jaws, bring a gentle smile on your face, relax your eyelids, scan the top of your head, keep your phones off, and take your attention to your shoulders, upper back, mid back, lower back. Relax your body completely and be prepared to journey through a very meditative phase of our show. Thank you. It's over to you, artist.
Today's theme is Surya, Bhagavan Surya, Lord Sun. Suvati karmani lokam prerayati iti Suryaha. As per the Vedic lore, Surya is the one who inspires all of us into meaningful actions. He is the one who puts all beings to work on this planet. Karye naiva parikshyeta narova yadrusho bhavet. This thoughtful shloka says, man is determined by his actions he performs. Man is identified through his actions and all the actions he performs. Hence, we as a civilization have always prayed Bhagavan Surya to not just put us into actions, but to inspire us into such actions that can benefit the humanity and help us to coexist with the nature on the principles of symbiotic harmony. Let us today immerse in the glory of Bhagavan Surya through such mantras which revolve around him. Let us now begin with the Omkara. We chant it thrice. In case you want to join the chanting as well, I humbly request all of you to mentally chant the same. Om iti ekaksharam atmasvarupam. Om iti etadaksharam idam sarvam. As these Upanishadic mantras say, Om is both the essence of the self and the quintessence of this universe. Just like Om is summarized as the sum and substance of this universe in a codified language, the entire Vedas are also codified in a language that is applicable to all creatures at all points of time. We have carefully chosen such mantras and decodified them in our limited capacities, and we present the same for the purpose of listening, understanding, and practical application.
Om
we invoke Bhagavan, Ganapati and Bhagavati Saraswati to begin with. It is purely an iconography that an elephant is chosen as the face of Bhagavan Ganapati. An elephant-headed and a human-bodied god is symbolic of something spectacular. Let us see what it is. If the big face of elephant represents the Brahmanda, the entire cosmos, the human body represents Pindanda, a small individual. When we invoke Bhagavan Ganapati, we understand that we are a small yet inseparable part of this massive universe. Is the elephant equated with the cosmos just considering its size? No, not at all. There is more to it. To understand more of this, let us understand the phenomenon called elephant, or the Sanskritam word Gaja. Gajati madena matto bhavati iti gajaha means elephant is that which is intoxicated through happiness. Thus, an elephant represents the spontaneous state of happiness. Through elephant, this entire cosmos is equated with happiness. In fact, our Upanishads say this: Anando brahmeti vyajanat anandadhyeva khalvimani bhutani jayante anandena jata nijivanti. This universe is happiness, and all beings are born out of happiness. We live by happiness, for happiness, and of happiness. Perhaps no other civilization has called the universe and the beings therein as happiness. Probably no other culture called happiness itself as a currency of transaction. As we understand ourselves, our life, and our universe as happiness, let us understand the significance of Bhagavati Saraswati. Saro Neeram Tadvat Asti Asyaha iti Saraswati means Saraswati is one who has in her the quality of water, or the one who is always flowing. Flowing is an action as against stagnation. Constant and purposeful movement against all odds is the most joyful action we can ever think of. This shloka fascinatingly summarizes the beauty of knowledge. Jnana ranjita chitteshu anyo rango na prasphutet means the one who celebrates the knowledge needs no higher and better source of happiness. As we now celebrate happiness and constant movement in life towards a purposeful journey, let us listen to these two small mantras related to Bhagavan Ganapati and Bhagavati Saraswati.
गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनशृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् महागणपतये नमः। प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामवित्यवतु आनो दिवो बृहतः पर्वतादा सरस्वती यजतागन्तु यज्ञम् वाग्देव्यै नमः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः।
After having realized that happiness is the core of our existence, we now move towards fulfilling one another important task, a task of establishing a healthy and a stable relationship with each other. We all have here today gathered in a sadas. However, before we disperse from this place, this sadas should have transformed into a sabha. What is a sadas and how do we transform it into a sabha? Sidati gacchati lokaha asyam iti sadas means sadas is where people gather in a common place. A beautiful shloka from Chanakya Shatakam says, Atrine patito vanhihi swayameva upashamyati, which means fire that falls in an area which has no dry grass dies down on its own. Similarly, even the strongest person in association with a gathering which has no common purpose becomes weak. Hence, let us move towards divine symphony and immerse in the glory of Bhagavan Surya, which is a common purpose for all of us today. Let us not feel as individuals anymore, but as a group with one identity. Saha bhanti atra iti sabha means sabha is one where people shine in each other's company. Let's today together shine by the radiance of the Vedas, the Vedic mantras and the nada. As we become one with this large group, we celebrate the oneness by chanting such mantras which offers a humble bow to the shining sabha.
Namah sadase, Namah sadasaspataye, Namah sakhinam puroganam chakshushe, Namo dive, Namah pruthivyai, Sapratha sabham me gopaya, Ye cha sabhyas sabhasadaha, Tanindriyavatah kuru, Sarvamayurupasatam, Ahe buddhniya mantram me gopaya, Yamrishayastrai vida viduhu, Rachas samani yajogumshi, Sahishri ramrita satam. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Bhagavan Surya is responsible for day and night. But what is a day? Prakrishtena atati iti prataha means day is one which precisely and continuously moves. Day and night are two phenomena which we go through regularly. If night is filled with moments which are largely involuntary, day is filled with moments which are highly voluntary. The movement of night isn't generally felt or experienced as we slip into an unconscious world of sleep and dreams. However, when it comes to a day, we are awake. We have a greater opportunity to be aware, conscious, and vigilant as well. Hence, we can feel the precise and continuous movement happening throughout the day. There is no control over the unconscious, but the question is, have we taken control over the conscious? Wakeful state is enjoyable not when we just work, but when we work towards the perfection of every action. Actions may be filled with challenges in the form of doubts and dilemma. A wonderful shloka of Shishupala Vadha says, Jnata saropi khalu ekaha sandigdhe karyavastuni, means even the wise are afflicted and disturbed by doubts and dilemmas. The more conscious, aware, and vigilant we become, the more we break the barriers created by doubts and dilemmas. This is the power of the day. Day brings out all the strengths hidden within us. It creates a platform for execution of perfection. As Sri Krishna says in the 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Sve Sve Karmani Abhirataha Samsiddhim Labhate Naraha, means those who are engaged to their duties get married to perfection. Now, as we chant the Pratah Suktam, we shall contemplate on aspects of staying conscious, aware, and vigilant all of our life.
प्रातरग्निं प्रातरिन्द्रगुं हवामहे प्रातर्मित्रावरुणा प्रातरश्विना प्रातर्भगं पूषणं ब्रह्मणस्पतिम् प्रातः सोममुतरुद्रगुं हुवेम प्रातर्जितं भगमुग्रगुं हुवेम वयं पुत्रमदितेर्यो विधर्ता आध्रश्चिद्यं मन्यमानस्तुरश्चित् राजा चिद्यं भगं भक्षीत्याह भगप्रणेतर्भगसत्यराधः भगेमान् धियमुदवदन्नः भगप्रणो जनय गोभिरश्वैः भगप्रनृभिर्नृवन्तः स्यामा उतेदानीं भगवन्तः स्यामा उत प्रपित्व उत मध्ये अह्नाम् उतोदितामघवन् सूर्यस्य वयं देवानागुं सुमतो स्यामा भग एव भगवागुम् अस्तु देवाः तेन वयं भगवन्तः स्यामा तन्त्वा भग सर्व इज्जो हवीमि स नो भगपुर एता भवेह समध्वरायोषसो नमन्ता दधिक्रावे वशुचये पदाय अर्वाचीनं वसुविदं भगन्नः रथमिवाश्वावाजिन आवहन्तु अश्वावतीर्गोमतीर्न उषासः वीरवतीः सदमुच्छन्तु भद्राः घृतं दुहाना विश्वतः प्रपीनाः यूयं पात स्वस्तिभिः सदा नः ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः
Bhagavan Surya is a symbol of auspiciousness. Hence, in the Aditya Hridayam of Ramayana, we come across this observation about Bhagavan Surya. Sarva Mangala Mangalyam, which means he is the most auspicious amongst the auspicious. Therefore, as per our civilizational values, we schedule most of the auspicious events post Uttarayana Kala, or the summer solstice, during which the days are longer. Longer days represents longer presence of light, and light, as we all know, is the foremost symbol of knowledge and enlightenment. It is also a harvest season, and the agriculture yield is considered as the unconditional blessings of Bhagavan Surya to the mankind, to the flora and to the fauna. As Kalidasa says in his Raghuvamsha, Sahasragunam Utsrushtam Adattehi Rasam Ravihi, which means the sun absorbs all the water only to return it in 1,000-fold. This shows us the multi-dimensional aspect of Bhagavan Surya. Bhagavan Surya, who helps us unfold a lot of actions in Uttarayana Kala, will also put break to our excessive activity by causing rain. Rain thereby leads to food, progeny and prosperity. The same is echoed by Maitrayaniya Upanishad, Adityat Jayate Vrishtihi, Vrishtehe Annam Tataf Prajaha. The word Mitraha is a special word associated with Bhagavan Surya. Pramitehe Maranat Trayate Sarva Lokam Varshadvarena iti Mitraha. Means the one who protects the universe from death and decay by raining is Mitra. Isn't Bhagavan Surya so kind, compassionate and service-minded? The hot sun causes a dripping rain, chilly atmosphere, thick fog, blurring mist, and in fact controls the entire system of weather. Thereby is the head of time, is the head of Kala. All this appears easy and natural to the eyes. We take it for granted. The spontaneity in this cyclic action of Bhagavan Surya is relentlessly restoring the balance of this universe at all points of time. It requires a special vision for us to absorb, accept, appreciate and assimilate the same. As we now chant the Yajurvediya Saura Sukta, we shall close our eyes and contemplate upon the glory of Bhagavan Surya.
Suryo Devi Mushasagum Rochamana Mariyaha Nayoshamabhyeti Paschat Yatra Naro Devayanto Yugani Vitanvate Pratibhadraya Bhadram Bhadra Ashvaharitas Suryasya Chitra Edagva Anumadhyasaha Namasyanto Diva Aprishtamasthuhu Paridyava Prithiviyanti Sadyaha Tatsuryasya devatvam tanmahitvam Madhyakartorvitatakum sanjabhara Yadeda yukta haritas sadhasthat Adratri vasastanute simasmai Tanmitrasya varunasyaabhichakshe Suryo rupam krunute dyorupasthe Anantamanyadrushadasya pajaha Krishnamanyadharitas sambharanti Adya deva udita suryasya Niragumhasah pipratan niravadyat Tanno mitro varuno mamahantam Aditis sindhuh prithivi utadyauhu Divo rukma uruchaksha udeti Dure arthastaranirbrajamanaha Nunanjana suryena prasutaha Ayannarthani krinavanapagumsi Shanno bhavachakshasa shanno anha Yatha shamasmai shamasaddurone Tatsuryatra vinandhehi chitram Chitram devanamudagadanekam Chakshurmitrasya varunasyaagnehe Apradyava prithvi antariksham सूर्य आत्मा जगतस्तस्थुषश्च ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः।
Once a guru told to his disciple, any being or any individual who is healthy and works tirelessly and consistently all along their life alone can gift others good health. If there is one who suits such a description, it is none other than Bhagavan Surya. Arogyam Bhaskaradicchet. This proverb clearly establishes the relationship between good health and Bhagavan Surya. On this occasion, let us understand a unique characteristic of Bhagavan Surya. Samjna Devi is the wife of Bhagavan Surya. She couldn't tolerate the heat and other such fiery aspects of Bhagavan Surya. Hence, she never got a chance to meet him. Considering the plight of his wife, Bhagavan Surya mystically met her and she gave birth to Ashwini Devau, doctors of gods. Ashwinau Deva Bhishajau. This story symbolizes how Bhagavan Surya, in spite of all his responsibilities, never turned away from his familial responsibilities as well. And the final result was nothing less than gifting the word powerful doctors of gods. In Abhijnana Shakuntalam, Kalidasa says, Nakhalu dhimatam kaschit avishesho nama, which means there is nothing beyond the purview of the wise. The wise are just aware of anything and everything. Thus, Bhagavan Surya, when entrusted with familial responsibilities, did what was best for the world. Let us seek Bhagavan Surya to help us become healthy, not just physically, but also mentally, by requesting him to cleanse us of our ignorance and ego. As we pray, let's listen to Mitra Suktam.
उद्यन्नद्य मित्रमहः आरोहन्नुत्तरान्दिवम् हृद्रोगं मम सूर्या हरिमाणं च नाशय शुकेषु मे हरिमाणम् रोपणाकासु दध्मसि अथो हारिद्रवेषु मे हरिमाणन्निदध्मसि उदगादयमादित्यः विश्वेन सहसा सह द्विषन्तं मम रन्धयन् मो अहं द्विषतो रथम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ ह्रां उद्यन्नद्य मित्रमहः ॐ मित्राय नमः ॐ ह्रीं आरोहन्नुत्तरान्दिवम् ॐ रवये नमः ॐ ह्रूं हृद्रोगं मम सूर्या ॐ सूर्याय नमः ॐ ह्रैं हरिमाणं च नाशय ॐ भानवे नमः ॐ ह्रौं शुकेषु मे हरिमाणम् ॐ खगाय नमः ॐ ह्रः रोपणाकासु दध्मसि ॐ पूष्णे नमः ॐ ह्रां अथो हारिद्रवेषु मे ॐ हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः ॐ ह्रीं हरिमाणन्निदध्मसि ॐ मरीचये नमः ॐ ह्रूं उदगादयमादित्यः ॐ आदित्याय नमः ॐ ह्रैं विश्वेन सहसा सह ॐ सवित्रे नमः ॐ द्विषन्तं मम रन्धयन् ॐ अर्काय नमः ॐ ह्रः मो अहं द्विषतो रथम् ॐ भास्कराय नमः ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः
Once a conversation between two good friends in which one of them told that he had to board an early morning flight the next day at 6 a.m. Hence, he requested his other dear friend to wake him, agreed to do so, but with a condition that he had to be first woken up at 2:50 a.m. by the same friend who requested him to do so. Sounds funny, isn't it? Imagine to meditate upon God. We request God to help us meditate upon God. Yes, on the similar lines is the prayer to Bhagavan Surya that we are chanting now. In this mantra's context, Bhagavan Surya is also addressed as Bhaskara and Aditya. These three names are synonymous. In order to understand Bhaskara, we have to first request Aditya to inspire us to meditate and thereby understand Bhaskara. Through meditation. How do we understand Bhaskara? To know Bhaskara, we should meditate upon him as a creator of this great light, Mahadyutikara, the energy. The scientific research says that every 1.5 millionth of a second, sun releases more energy than all humans consume in an entire year. Humongous to say the least. To understand such beautiful energy, may Aditya inspire us to meditate upon Bhaskara. As we understand Bhaskara, being inspired by Aditya, let us contemplate upon the mantras and Bhagavan Surya simultaneously.
आदित्यो वा एष एतन्मण्डलन्तपति तत्रता ऋचस्तदृचा मण्डलगुं सर्चा लोकोऽथय एषः एतस्मिन् मण्डलेऽर्चिर्दीप्यते तानि सामानि ससाम्नाम् लोकोऽथय एष एतस्मिन्मण्डलेऽर्चिषि पुरुषस्तानि यजोगुंषि स यजुषा मण्डलगुंसयजुषाम् लोकस्यैषा त्रय्येव विद्यातपतिय एषोऽन्तरादित्ये हिरण्मयः पुरुषः आदित्यो वै तेज ओजो बलं यशश्चक्षुः श्रोत्रमात्मा मनो मन्युर्मनुर्मृत्युः सत्यः मित्रो वायुराकाशः प्राणो लोकपालः कः किङ्कम् तत्सत्यमन्नममृतो जीवो विश्वः कतमः स्वयम्भू ब्रह्मैतदमृत एष पुरुष एष भूतानामधिपतिः ब्रह्मणः सायुज्यगुंस लोकतामाप्नोत्येतासामेव देवतानागुंसायुज्यगुंसार्ष्टितागुं समानलोकतामाप्नोति य एवं वेदेत्युपनिषत् ॐ भास्कराय विद्महे महद्युतिकराय धीमहि तन्नो आदित्यः प्रचोदयात् ॐ भास्कराय विद्महे महद्युतिकराय धीमहि तन्नो आदित्यः प्रचोदयात् ॐ भास्कराय विद्महे महद्युतिकराय धीमहि तन्नो आदित्यः प्रचोदयात् ॐ शान्तिः 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 दधातु सविता सुरत्नः प्रावहमानो अश्वैः हस्ते दधानो नर्या पुरूणि निवेशयञ्च प्रसुवञ्च भूमा अभीवृतं कृशनैर्विश्वरूपम् हिरण्यशम्ययजतो बृहन्तम् आस्थाद्रथगुं सविता चित्रभानुः कृष्णारजागुंसितविषीन्दधानः सघानो देवः सविता सवाया आसाविषद्वसुपतिर्वसूनि विश्रयमाणो अमतिमुरुचिम् मर्तभोजनमधरासतेन विजनाच्छावाश्रितिपादो अख्यन् रथगुं हिरण्यप्रउगं वहन्तः शश्वद्दिशः सवितुर्दैव्यस्य उपस्थे विश्वा भुवनानि तस्थुः विसुपर्णो अन्तरिक्षान् गभीरवेपा असुरः सुनीतः क्वेदानीगुं सूर्यः कश्चिकेता कतमान्द्यागुं रश्मिरसन्तः पुरन्धिम् न राशगुं सोऽग्नास्पतिर्नो अव्यात् आये वामस्य सङ्गथेरयीणाम् प्रिया देवस्य सवितुः स्यामा आनो विश्वे अस्क्रागमन्तु देवाः मित्रो अर्यमा वरुणः सजोषाः भुवन यथा नो विश्वे वृधासः करन् सुषाः मिथुरन्न शवः शन्नो देवा विश्वदेवा भवन्तु शगुं सरस्वती सह धीभिरस्तु शमभिषाचः शमुरातिषाचः शन्नो दिव्याः पार्थिवाः शन्नो अप्याः ये सवितुः सत्यसवस्य विश्वे मित्रस्य व्रते वरुणस्य देवाः ते सौभगं वीरवद्गोमदप्नः दधातनद्रविणं चित्रमस्मे अग्ने याहि दूत्यं वारिषेण्यः देवागुम् अच्छा ब्रह्मकृता गणेन सरस्वतीं मरुतो अश्विनापः यक्षि देवान् रत्नधेयाय विश्वान् द्यौः पितः पृथिवीमातरद्धृक् अग्ने भ्रातर्वसवो मृडतानः विश्व आदित्या अदिते सजोषाः अस्मभ्यगुं शर्म बहुलं वियन्त विश्वे देवा शृणुते मगुं हवं मे ये अन्तरिक्षेय उपद्यविष्ठा ये अग्निजिह्वा उत वायजत्राः आसद्यास्मिन् बर्हिषि मादयध्वम् आवां मित्रावरुणा हव्यजुष्टिम् नमसा देवाववसाववृत्याम् अस्माकं ब्रह्मपृतनासु सह्या अस्माकं वृष्टिर्दिव्यासु पारा युवं वस्त्राणि पीवसावसाथे युवोरच्छिद्रामन्तवोह सर्गाः अवातिरतमनृतानि विश्वा ऋतेन मित्रावरुणा सचेथे तत्सुवां मित्रावरुणा महित्वम् ईर्मातस्थुषीरहभिर्दुदुह्रे विश्वाः पिन्वथः स्वसरस्य धेनाः अनुवामेकः पविरावभर्ति यद्बगुं हिष्ठन्नातिविदे सुदानु अच्छिद्रगुं शर्म भुवनस्य गोपाः ततो नो मित्रावरुणाववेष्टम् सिषासन्तो जीगिवागुं सस्यामा आनो मित्रावरुणा हव्यदातिम् घृतैर्गव्योतिमुक्षतमिडाभिः प्रतिभामत्र वरमाजनाय प्रणीतमुद्नो दिव्यस्य चारोः प्रबाहवासि सृतं जीवसेनः आनो गव्योति ॐ नारायणाय विद्महे वासुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो विष्णुः प्रचोदयात् ॐ शान्तिः 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 शान्तिः।
I think we can all stand and show our love, which deserves a standing ovation. Thank you. Thank you for the wonderful audience who stayed in the same energy as what we experienced. We all experienced love, joy, bliss, a positive energy. It was truly, truly wonderful. May I request Dr. Ashwin to come up and say a few words to us.
I should also begin by thanking all the artists for putting on this wonderful show. It was a combination of really beautiful music, deep scholarship, and a lot of innovation. We saw all of that coming together today. I think this program is something my father, Dr. Parameshwara, would really have enjoyed. So as many of you know, he was deeply fond of the Vedas and of Nada. So this combination would have been very pleasing to him. So I have to do two things, to speak about two things. The second will be to take a few minutes to remember Dr. Parameshwara. But first, I want to thank Suresh, Mr. Suresh, and the entire Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan team, who really did this really wonderful job of organizing not just this event, but so many other events that we have had even in this hall. So a second round of applause to all of them. So the last thing I want to do is talk a little bit about Dr. Parameshwara, my father, or just doctor, as many of you know him. So it's been 2 years since he passed away, and I think there's not a single day we don't remember him in all the different ways in which he influenced many of us. Sometime about almost a decade back, I think it was 2013, we had a function in the same hall where he released his autobiography. And the autobiography, I saw it over the years as it was coming together. It was a real labor of love and a real partnership between my mother, Nalini Parameshwara, who is sitting here, and a doctor. And everything they did, almost 6 decades, was a very close partnership. It's quite normal, I guess, for couples who have been together for many years to be a partnership at home as far as the family is concerned. But in their case, it was also a partnership which included his professional work. So it was a real team effort. Everything was a team effort, especially this autobiography. So every word was written down or debated or discussed between the two of them. So you heard a little bit about his words in the autobiography from our compeer. But I want to highlight a few other things in that autobiography that I found very moving, which is actually what other people, the words of other people that are reflected there, which, things that really bring out his values and which really highlight what he stood for. So the first thing that I want to read out is from the epilogue. So this is at the back of the book. There's an epilogue by L.S. Sheshagiri Rao. This is the epilogue of Tryst with Destiny. So he summarizes the book as follows. So a doctor prepared to fight single-handedly for a worthy cause, but essentially a team man, working for and through healthy institutions to enable doctors to serve society more effectively. So I think there's a very important message there. A lot of us want to change things. We want to change things very fast. But the example that Dr. set was to work through institutions. It takes time. It may be a slow process. But that's really the way in which a civilized community will move forward. Another part of the epilogue in which he summarizes the book and Doctor's personality, he called him a renowned heart specialist with a compassionate heart. And imbued with a purposeful idealism. Okay, so this was from the epilogue. Okay, so the last thing that maybe I'll conclude with is actually from the front, the first page of the book, where Doctor is quoted from a very famous textbook, Harrison's Principles of Medicine. But the one that I'll read out to you is from a slightly earlier edition, which was brought up by one of his very close friends, Dr. Om Prakash. And I think this really puts a mirror to his ideals. So what Harrison says is, the practice of medicine is a unique opportunity. He who practices medicine with wisdom and humility knows intuitively that money and fame are transient. He builds an enduring edifice of character within himself. No man can ask of his destiny more than this. No man should be content with less. Okay, so let me end over here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Doctor. Those were some really wonderful words about your father. Thank you for reading that out to us. Dr. Parameshwara's family has also patronized music therapy as a form of medicine. So we'd like to take the opportunity today to honor Dr. Meenakshi Ravi and Dr. N.G. Ravi while they are with us here today. Karnataka Kalashri N.G. Ravi and Dr. Meenakshi Ravi, both eminent personalities in Bangalore. He's also called Nada Gambhira Ravi. Vidushi Dr. Meenakshi Ravi and Karnataka Kalashri Mridanga Vidwan N.G. Ravi have been instrumental in starting Meera Center for Music Therapy, Education and Research, a professional music school in the field of Carnatic vocal music and Mridangam since 1987. Both N.G. Ravi and Meenakshi have organized many workshops blending music and mental health, performed music concerts at various sabhas and organizations, and released 6 audio CDs, including Saundarya Lahari, 100 Shlokas of Saint Shankaracharya, educative programs in All India Radio, Ganavani of Indira Gandhi National Open University, and Doordarshan. Dr. N.G. Ravi is a versatile personality, a prominent Mridangam Vidwan. He has accompanied almost all stalwarts in Karnataka and in South India. He started training many students. He gives lectures in demonstration of rhythm therapy. He is the recipient of the prestigious Karnataka Kalashri from the government of Karnataka. Dr. Meenakshi Ravi has received more than 15 to 20 awards. Among these are a few: Extraordinary Teacher titled by Information Resource Center, Shankar Mutt, Bangalore. We thank you for your contribution, sir and ma'am. Once again, quick round of, I'm quickly introducing our artist, Dr. D. I will call it. Vote of thanks, yes. Dr. Swarup Ranganath, I invite you for vote of thanks, please come.
I thank the entire team of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan for accepting us and moreover accepting this new experiment and bringing us onto this stage today. Along with that, I also thank Dr. Mrs. Lalita Parameshwar and Dr. Ashwin Vishwanath, Director of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, Shri H.N. Suresh, and the committee members of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, and more importantly, Dr. Praveen D. Rao and his entire team. I also immensely thank Karthik Manjunath and Dr. Savita for being part of this Vedanada team and doing a tremendous work at the backdrop. And I thank you all for being with us, and I hope you will be able to join us in the upcoming performances as well. We will be constantly pushing out in the social media whenever we perform. So help us, encourage us, and we will try to bring out the essence of the Bharatiya civilization and take it to the next generation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Saurabh. Request our audience to be patient for a bit more. We have lunch served soon after we take some pictures with our delegates and our artists and guests today. Artist Praveen D. Rao on keyboard, Pramath Kiran percussion, Gurumurthy Vaidya tabla, Varijashri Venugopal flute, Shruti Kamath sitar, and from the Vedic chanting team we have Dr. Swarup Ranganathan, Dr. Arvind Bhatt, and Kumar Tejas. These were the stars you saw today on the stage performing live for us. Also, a huge round of applause for Dr. Mrs. Nalini Parameshwar for this endowment, this gift of chanting and this musical concert. Thank you, ma'am. And thank you all for your audience, for your presence and patience. I hope we carry the positivity that we felt today, the bliss, the joy, and we are all blessed by Lord Suryadeva with abundance and prosperity and success. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you all from Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan. Please have lunch and then go home, please. Thank you.
I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Parameshwara's family, Dr. Nalini Parameshwara, Dr. Ashwin, and the whole family. And we are honored to get this felicitation today amidst Nada and Veda. Thank you very much.
I thank Padma. Hello, Sapna Padmanabhan. Thank you. Big thanks to her for the wonderful company.
Thank you.
Huh?
I missed out on one information, a vital information. This entire atmosphere was filled with a great fragrance of tulsi. It was completely free from any chemical. It was a natural, absolutely natural fragrance of tulsi. Shilpa and Kripa have done a great job in creating this atmosphere. And in fact, they're into this entire idea of creating more and more fragrance. They have used lots and lots of natural plant-based ideas to promote this. In case you want to buy certain things, they're outside waiting for you. They'll help you further. Thank you. Shilpa and Kripa.